Proverbs chapter 16, verse 1. Good morning and welcome. Today is the 16th day of the third month, so we are right around the full moon time in the middle of the month. Of course, we have completed the Shavuot celebration. The counting of the Omer was finished a while ago, about a week and a couple of days. Counting from the conjunction, the lining up of the sun and the earth and the moon in a straight line, that conjunction is the beginning of the biblical month. That is different from the rabbinical month, which determined ahead of time how long each month will be. But when we go by the conjunction, the month is determined according to the actual position of the moon relative to the sun and the earth. So you just see at the time how long the month actually is. It will be either 29 or 30 days. Okay, so here we are on the 16th day of the third month of the year, and so we're going to read Proverbs chapter 16. And I'm reading today from one of the English translations of the Aramaic. This is the George Lambsa's translation of the Aramaic Tanakh from the book of Proverbs. So, as we see in the Hebrew, wherever the Hebrew writes out Yud He Vav He, the Aramaic writes Mem Resh Yud Aleph, which is Maria. Yud He Vav He, there's discussion about different ways to pronounce that. I'm going to go with the pronunciation of Yehovah. And so, here in the English where it says Lord, all caps, we know that that actually represents the Hebrew Yud He Vav He and the Aramaic Mem Resh Yud Aleph Maria and the Hebrew Yehovah. So I'm just going to go ahead and read it that way. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 1. The reasoning of the mind is from man, but the answer of the tongue is from Yehovah. All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but Yehovah directs his way. Commit your works to Yehovah, and he will establish your thoughts. All the works of Yehovah are for those who will hearken to him, but the wicked are reserved for the day of calamity. Everyone who is proud in his heart is an abomination to Yehovah, and he who stretches out his hand against his neighbor shall not be pardoned because of this evil. By mercy and truth iniquity is purged, and reverence of Yehovah causes men to depart from evil. When a man's ways are according to the will of Yehovah, even to his enemies he shall recompense. Better is a little with righteousness than great ingathering acquired unjustly. A man's heart devises his ways, but Yehovah directs his steps. Oracles are on the lips of the king. His mouth does not err in judgment. The weight of a just balance is Yehovah's judgment. All his works are just weights. Kings who commit wickedness are an abomination, for a throne is established by righteousness. The lips of a righteous man are the delight of a king, and he loves the word of the upright. The wrath of a king is as messengers of death, but a wise man will pacify it. In the light of the king's countenance is life, and his favor is like a cloud of the early rain. To get wisdom is much better than gold, and to get understanding is better than silver. The path of the upright causes one to turn away from evil. He who is careful of his soul safeguards his way. Disgrace goes before destruction, and pride before misfortune. It is better to be humble and lowly in pride than he who divides spoil with the mighty. He who understands a command shall find good. Who trusts in Yahweh, happy is he. The wise in heart is a man of discernment, and he whose speech is sweet increases learning. Understanding is a spring of life to those who have it, but the instruction of the fools is folly. The heart of the wise understands the speech of his mouth and adds learning to his lips. The speech of a wise man is like honeycomb, sweet to his soul and health to his bones. There is a way that seems right in the eyes of men, but the paths thereof are the paths of death. A sorrowful person grieves himself. From his own mouth comes his destruction. An ungodly man devises evil. Out of his mouth issues a burning fire. A wicked man threatens justice and persecutes his neighbor without cause. A wicked man entices his neighbor and leads him into the way that is not good. He winks his eyes and devises corrupt things. He purposes with his lips and accomplishes mischief. The hoary head is a crown of glory and is exalted in the way of righteousness. He who is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who conquers himself than he who takes a city. The evil of the vicious falls into his own bosom, and his judgment proceeds from before Yahweh. So this has been chapter 16 of the book of Proverbs, reading from the English translation from the Aramaic done by George Lamza.
Into your hands I commit again, with all I am for you, Lord. You hold my world in the palm of your hand, and I am yours forever. Jesus, I believe in you. Jesus, I belong to you. You're the reason that I live, the reason that I sing. Jesus, I believe in you. Jesus, I belong to you. You're the reason that I live, the reason that I sing.